you, it's Friday, I'm in love.
Hey, what's happening? Jesse Abanya is back with this week's adventure in Foreclosure Friday land. My buddy Jeremy Beck is behind the lens right now. And we are in one of the most coveted communities in San Diego. It's called Ocean Beach. Some take the liberty of saying that it hasn't really aged since the 70s, and that's part of the character that we love about this area. And this week, I'm actually going to showcase two homes. They're within a short proximity of one another. And we're literally 1 block from the water, okay? Now, when I say water, I'm not just talking like beach. That's actually Sunset Cliffs, some of the best surfing in all of Southern California. So, a couple things to talk about. First of all, the rents down here are unbelievable. 2, we're sitting in front of a bank-owned home, okay? Now, tip of the day, too. You take a look at this home, you drive by, you see it on the MLS, you might catch it on the internet. This one, actually, you won't see on the MLS yet. It just went 2 months ago. And you of it on paper seems that's about $350. They tried to sell this at auction for $500. Shocker that it didn't go for it. It's only 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 1,000 square feet. But it's going to be sold for in the low 3s, so it's a great deal right out the gate. But if you drive by and you look at it, it's not much to speak of. It's just a basic, 1920s or 30s house, right? It's probably fallen apart inside. I'm sure the inside's trash. But here's the deal. You look at it outside or you just take a look at the internet and you're not going to see much. But if you put on these special X-ray glasses, you will see that we're talking about an R4, okay? Now, what's an R4? Basically, it means you can buy this lot, and if you were so inclined, you can knock the whole thing down, and you could actually build 4 separate units on it. 1 single family, maybe a couple duplexes, what have you. So that's the value of this. And tip of the day, folks, take a look at me right here, okay? Take a look at this. This is info. This is human resource, okay? If you're buying a crib, I'm free to you. That's right. The seller of this home is paying for my time. So, challenging yourself through open houses or different online databases, you got to be able to see the value behind the value, because you can scoop this thing up for the low 3s. You could instantly walk into this if you want to, or you could knock it down and have yourself a retirement for generations to come. Let's go down the street and check out the other one. All right, here we are at property number 2. Now, this one's actually even closer to the water than the last one, but it's actually closer to the public beach than the Sunset Cliffs. And you'll notice that it's actually zoned R4 just like the last one. And these guys have done what I was suggesting you do in the last one. You can see there's a unit here in the front, which is that's got the front yard there. There's a side unit. There's a unit up on top. Now, here's the rub, guys. On the tax rolls, it only says this thing is a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, 700 square feet. So, I'm not a gambling man, but I think I might be missing something. So we can make some assumptions here, okay? First thing is, you could probably assume that if it's not on the tax rolls, what that means is it's probably not permitted. Now, I get this question all the time. This is the second tip of the day. What do you do with unpermitted stuff? Now, you hear stats thrown out all the time. 80, whatever, some odd percent of almost everything in San Diego's got some kind of unpermitted thing or not. But this is kind of on a different scale, because we're not just talking about, an extra little shed in the back, right, or a deck. We're talking about a multi-stacked structure. So a couple things. You could potentially come in here, you could scoop this thing up at the cost of a 2 bedroom, 1 bath, which is what it's being sold for, and you get all this extra stuff. Sounds great, right? You could potentially walk in here and keep these things rented like I'm sure they're being rented right now and make some money. Well, the unintended consequence of that is that you're also assuming their problem. So if anything goes wrong, perhaps the city official wants to make an unexpected trip out to your property, guess what? You got to be able to furnish permits. And if you can't, guess what? You could actually get a cease and desist. They might make you tear it down, on top of all the other things. So we don't really know what's going on. Who knows? Maybe this might not be on the records. Maybe it is. We can only make assumptions. So the opportunity here exists in the purchase price. You could scoop this thing up for $300-something thousand, and you can get an R4 to show for it. Little flight path for you there as well. So there's my 2 hot bank-owned home picks of the week, okay? If you want a private tour of either of these, go ahead and contact me by emailing the link below, or you can do your own search. In either event, make sure that what you do is you subscribe to the free list so that I'll send you these properties automatically. Thanks for cruising by. We'll see you back here next week.
Welcome to
Foreclosure Friday.
the first rule of
Foreclosure Friday.
is You talk about
Foreclosure Friday.
Second rule of
Foreclosure Friday.
is you talk about
Foreclosure Friday.
and the final rule. If this is your first,
Foreclosure Friday.
you have to
Like us, baby.